former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, Joel Rubin. Joel, thank you for being here.
It's great to be with you, Candace.
Okay, so Israel's Interior Minister wrote in a tweet about Congresswoman Tlaib. I approved her request as a gesture of goodwill on a humanitarian basis, but it was just a provocative request aimed at bashing the state of Israel. Apparently, her hate for Israel overcomes her love for her grandmother. Some harsh words there. What do you make of this whole situation?
Well, this situation really is breaking the collective heart of the American Jewish community, and it's depressing to watch a close American ally, Israel, play into memes and ideas that President Trump is promoting, and to really exacerbate tensions in the American political community about how to deal with the occupation. And that's the real core issue here, which is that Israel's occupation of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip now for more than 50 years has not been resolved. And so the idea that this can be maintained permanently is one that Democrats in particular do not accept. And the president, he's playing to a base of hardline supporters and essentially saying, keep it going, Israel, despite its danger to you and your long-term survival. And I don't mind if I break American politics and our connection to Israel in the process.
And this next question here, twofold here, because I'm curious what's at play for both politicians, Bibi and the president. So let's take the president for the first part here. 80% of American Jews support the Democratic Party. So what exactly is his play here? To try to tap into that solid voting bloc?
No, President Trump doesn't really care about the American Jewish vote. He mouths it, but what he cares about is a hard right, a base of supporters in the evangelical community that really will go lockstep with him on his hard, extreme policies towards Israel as he can. And so, yeah, he's out of step with the majority of American Jewish opinion. And that's why this is so controversial, because it's breaking the bipartisan support for Israel that we have enjoyed for many years. And he's playing to his base of right-wing support in the evangelical community and ignoring long-term connection between U.S. and Israel.
Okay, so then let's talk about Bibi, because exactly a month from today, Israelis go to the polls yet again for the second time in 6 months after they couldn't make a coalition government earlier this year. So how does this play for Netanyahu and the politics there?
Well, it's not a coincidence that this is happening right before Bibi's next opportunity to maintain power. It's been nearly 2 decades of his prime ministership. He does this all the time. Netanyahu did this in 2015 when he came to the U.S. and spoke against President Obama's nuclear deal right before an election campaign. He came to the U.S., we recall, several months ago before the last election. So Netanyahu is always playing to his far-right base to try to get just enough votes to cobble a coalition together. And predictions are 60, 61 votes, maybe 62, if he's lucky to get his coalition. But it's very narrow, and so he's trying to galvanize every single voter that he can from his hard-right base.
Joel, how unheard of is all of this? I want to read a part of a New York Times editorial. It says, what are Trump and Netanyahu afraid of? It says there are not many traditions of decorum that President Trump has not trampled on since entering the White House, but to put at risk so cynically America's special relationship with Israel solely to titillate the bigots in his base, to lean so crassly on a foreign leader, to punish his own political adversaries, to demonstrate so foul a lack of respect for the most elemental democratic principles is new territory even for him. How unprecedented is all of this?
It's never been seen before where an American president is willing to break a relationship between the United States and a foreign country, one that many Americans support, in order to advance very narrow political aims. And so we've seen this president embrace nationalism. We're seeing him embrace people like Hungarian President Viktor Orban, and Orban can visit Israel without any controversy, but then use a smear against Congresswoman Tlaib and Ilhan Omar to say that they're anti-Semites, when Orban is promoting a type of anti-Semitism that we American Jews here in the U.S. are feeling from the right, where we are under attack. And so the president is manipulating the system and looking at Israel as nothing more but a political pawn for him, and doesn't really care about the consequences, which in the long run is very dangerous for the American Jewish community and our two countries.
All right. We're so happy to have Joel Rubin here and your insight.